A number of items of church news this morning. Just a reminder that Holiday Club is taking place at the moment. Children started a bit earlier than us, and we need to pray for that venture. It's wonderful that it's happening. We are very grateful to all of those who have given their time and energy to that, but we pray above all that it will be a time of blessing for the children who attend. I believe I'm right in saying there's a special edition of Babies and Toddlers this week. Is that right? Yes. This Tuesday, it's a one-off for the summer. So that is happening on Tuesday. Please pray for that. And can we also remember those who are going through hard times at the moment, those who are mourning, so Richard and his family, his brother and sister, who are mourning the death of their mother. We know now that the funeral for that will take place on Wednesday, the 26th of August. But pray for Richard and the family. It's a hard time going through. We know it's going to happen eventually, but it doesn't lessen the difficulty and the hardship. And also for Cheryl as well, who's lost her sister Diane. Now, we now know what the arrangements for the funeral are for Diane. It's going to take place, there'll be a service here at 12:15 on Wednesday, and that will be followed by a short service at the crematorium. That's a new crematorium at 1:30, and there will be refreshments afterwards here in church. Cheryl has asked for donations in lieu of flowers, and they will go to Velindre and Cancer Research UK. And please remember to pray for Diane's friends and family, and especially for Cheryl at this time. A number of people who are in hospital, we need to continue to pray for them. Some of them, very hard time, they've been in hospital for quite a while. Pat, apparently she had to go on an electric mobility scooter. The thought of Pat driving one of those around the hospital ward fills me with joy, as I'm sure it did everybody else. But I think it's still going to be a while before Pat comes home. But it would be lovely if she's able to. She's been through many, many ups and downs through her time. And pray for Tanya as well, who still doesn't really have the use of one side. She's in hospital and like to be there still for a while. So please pray for her. And also for Hazel Moss, who is now in hospital. Hazel had a fall and she's broken her hip, and we think also that she's got pneumonia as well. She's currently in the Grange Hospital and she's waiting assessment and treatment. And I've had a note this morning asking for prayer for Jo Gibson's mum. She is also in the Grange. She's seeing the cardiologist today. She's also recovering from recent hip surgery. So Jo has asked us to pray for her as well. Now, we have a group in church that's been meeting from time to time to consider arrangements in the light of the current pandemic. We haven't met since the last announcements from the First Minister, but we will do so, and we will come back with definitive statements as to how we shall move forward, possibly next week or the week after. But as far as I can see, the announcement has been, there's a lot of freeing up, but as far as we're concerned, it actually doesn't mean a great deal of change, because as we're meeting here in church, we are asked to wear masks and to wear masks when we're singing. There seems to be no great logic in reducing the social distancing at the moment, because we've got enough space to accommodate everybody who is here. So probably for the time being, things in terms of service will carry on as they are, but we obviously await any further announcements, and we'll keep you in touch with those as we go. And I think it's beholden on all of us, isn't it, to be sensible, to continue to take precautions. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. I think all of us can be a lot more confident than this time last year when things were raging, and we can be thankful for that. I think probably almost everybody, not quite everybody, I suspect there's at least a couple who haven't had any vaccinations at all. But I think most of us will have been double jabbed, but we still need to be cautious. Now, we're going to have a time of prayer in a moment, but before we do that, we're going to listen to a hymn, and I'd like you just to reflect and think about the words of this as we lead into our time of prayer. The song is "Jesus is Lord," the cry that echoes through creation, and the song reminds us that of the power of God, but the Son of God chose to come to this earth to serve us. And at the same time as being the servant king, we're reminded that Jesus is Lord, whose word sustains the stars and planets, yet he laid aside his crown. He was the one who washed his disciples' feet. He's the one who bore our suffering. Jesus is Lord, but the tomb is empty, and death could not hold him. So, as we lead into our time of prayer, just use this hymn to think and reflect on why we're here, to think about Jesus and all that he's done for us.